Introducing first and fighting out of the blue corner with a record of 1 win and 1 defeat. Standing at 5 foot 11 inches, weighing in at 155 pounds, representing the Pit, Idaho, please welcome Dominic Stoff. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner at a record of 2 wins and 2 defeats, standing at 5 foot 9 inches and weighing in at 155.5 pounds, fighting out of Boise, Idaho, representing Taylor Kajukenbo. Please welcome Elliot McAbee. Your referee for this fight is Aaron Welling.
And our third fight of the night here, presented by Pepsi, the official soft drink of Front Street Fights. Let's talk about Kajukenbo real quickly. If you're not familiar, what is it?
It's karate, jiu-jitsu, judo, kempo, and boxing. So it's
MMA.
It's basically MMA, right? Like before there was MMA. So it's kind of cool.
All right, we're underway here in our first of 3 rounds, our third amateur bout of the night. Dominic Stoff and Elliot McAbee.
Feeling each other out, both of them.
We talked about the age difference, and we'll see how that plays out, but there's also a little bit of a size difference here too. Elliot McAbee coming in at 5'9". He's got a 74-inch reach. Dominic Stoff, 5'11", 77-inch reach. So Stoff has got some length on him, and we'll see exactly how he fits into the pocket here.
I'd like to see Elliot setting up those kicks a little more. He throws great kicks. Maybe throw a punch before.
Yeah, set him up with hands,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Certainly a more measured fight to begin than we've seen in our first 2 contests. Both gentlemen not rushing into anything, ebbing and flowing, looking for an inch of space here as we're seeing the speed and the conditioning here in our first minute of the fight.
I like how Dominic's taking the center of the cage and not giving it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seeing some low kicks there from McAbee.
Yeah,
Elliot needs to let his hands go before that kick.
Absolutely, yeah. He's getting controlled, and I think just throwing some jabs out there before a kick can get him back in the center.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we often forget the jab is offense and defense, right? It sets the pace, gives me some room to move, right? Gives me control of the cage.
He finally got back to center. He needs to maintain it there.
Ooh, exchanging kicks there. That's always a stinger.
I think Dominic's setting up that overhand. Dominic's setting up that overhand on the kick. It'd be interesting to see if he lands it, because that's exactly what Shino's talking about. Elliot needs to come in with punches first. Don't throw kicks naked, right? Don't just throw them out there.
Nice jab there. Is under a minute remaining in our first round.
Man, Stoff is so good at regaining that center cage.
Great cage control from Stoff.
Yeah, that left hook landed, and Elliot's cut a little bit around the eye.
As McAbee goes down, trying to get that single leg.
Nice finish on that, but Dominic fought up well.
Good sprawl there as Stoff stays up. McAbee a good opportunity. Now switching positions there, tossing him against the cage. 30 seconds remaining. Boy, you can hear the pit. They are loud, the fans here tonight, as McAbee does have a little bit of a cut there above the eyebrow. Stoff caught him there with a pretty good jab a few minutes ago. Wild shot there. McAbee getting away from it, returns with the kick. Last 10 seconds here, the first round. We'll see if there's any major shots or if both gentlemen are happy with the first. Late round takedown. Stoff will spin around and gets him just as we hear the horn. Pretty exciting first 3 minutes there. I like that.
That's a good matchup.
Yeah, very good matchup.
So what are you saying to him right now? So what are you saying to Elliot right now, Shino? Because he's cut. You know, he had a decent first round, but he was kept out of the center. Dominic basically controlled the cage. So what would you say to Elliot now?
I would, if I was his cornerman, I would be telling him to set those kicks up with some jabs. You know, throw some jabs in there. They don't need to land. They just need to distract him, right? So
establishing that distance,
yes,
right?
Yes, exactly. Come forward with something in Stoff's face. That's something that Dominic's doing really good at, and I think that's what's keeping him in the center, is throwing things out there, keeping Elliott distracted.
Yeah.
Right? So.
And what are you saying to Dominic now? Just keep doing what you're doing?
Maybe put some more pressure on him.
Yeah, yeah. Start taking it to him, right?
Yeah.
First round's out of the way.
Yeah.
We know where we are. Now start taking it to him. Putting him up against the cage, not just stand in the center, but put him against the cage.
All right, the fighters have had some conversations in their corner. Let's see what they picked up and possibly look to do here in the second round. I'm always interested to see the adjustments made. The fighters that come in and are able to make on-the-fly adjustments, they have such an advantage.
What you're using.
Big left kick there from McAbee as Stoff again pushing forward on the octagon control. That
Stoff
reach.
is using those feints to get Elliott to react with those little flinches.
Yeah.
So now he
of his shoulders.
Yeah, so now he needs to feint again, maybe throw something out. Use that.
That was a great idea, Dom.
McAbee seems really happy to throw that left leg, seeing if he's using it to set it up something else. There it is again. Stoff will come in, trying to grab him there at the left. A little bit of an exchange. Stoff, though, will duck away and get back to the center. Boy, center of the cage is Dominic Stoff's spot.
Yeah, it seems like Elliott doesn't really know how to control the cage. Maybe that's something that he
What's there every time?
lacks.
Yeah, something to put in the kind of put on the log for the next prep, right? Next camp.
You can see the breathing starting to get a little heavier there.
Yeah, and I agree with Shino. Both guys need to be using the jab more. That time where they're just, and you see it, right? Like Dominic just came out with a jab, and even though it didn't land, it caused a reaction.
Right.
It made Elliott move.
And we've seen McAbee try to take it to the ground, I think 3 times now. Stoff, though, doing a good job. Even though he's got that length, sometimes that length is actually a hindrance because you've got more to take with you to get away from a shot. Oh.
Something with Elliott, after Stoff throws something, that was beautiful. After Stoff just throws something out there, he stops.
Yes.
And he processes, oh, I just got hit.
Yes.
Whereas after he gets it, continue the motion, you know, be the last one to finish.
Yeah, always finish last, right?
Yes.
Under a minute now here in round 2 of our 3-round amateur fight.
And enter with the jab, leave on the jab, right? Like always leave with something in their face, something, even if it doesn't land.
Oh,
good takedown by Elliott. Good takedown, man. Now let's see what the ground game looks like. We haven't really seen Elliott play the ground game.
McAbee trying to hammer down some fists. He's got 35 seconds to do something with it, but Stoff able to get out fairly easy. And he's back up to a vertical base.
Put him on the cage.
20 seconds remaining in round 2. Ooh, looks like McAbee caught him with the shot there. Exchanging shots around the cage. 10 seconds remaining. Oh boy.
Stoff the center again.
Yeah, stepped away.
He literally turned his back to the cage. He needs to keep that pressure forward. Great round though for both guys.
Great round.
Great
That's
round
a hard one to call.
Elliott too, yeah.
It's a hard one to call. I mean, Elliott got the takedown, and he did a little work on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, but Dominic's just hard to hold down, man.
Yeah. I believe this is the first time in his Front Street Fights career that Elliott McAbee will make it to the 3rd round.
Yeah,
so
nice.
it'll be interesting to see what the gas in the tank looks like. Meanwhile, you see Dominic Stoff there on the stool having his conversation with his coaching staff. A pretty good back and forth there, but McAbee doing a good job taking it to the ground. Stoff did get up, but points for McAbee there, taking it to the ground, slowing it down.
It's tiring to get back up.
All right, Shino, what are you telling me now? I'm Elliott. I'm going to my first time into the 3rd round. What's the advice, man?
Yeah, definitely stay calm just like that. That was beautiful, but definitely more center control.
Yeah.
I think he's giving Stoff, almost giving him the center, and I think that's his game plan, unless he's trying to draw him in.
Plan there, right? Yeah, maybe he's trying to draw him in and get him on the cage next to his corner.
Yeah.
You know?
Best hand, Tom.
All right, championship round, so to speak. 3rd and final round here in the amateur division. 3 minutes to find a winner. We'll see who comes out with their wrist raised here. And Only a matter of time. Stoff again, starting strong from that center point. Some low kicks now, seeing what he can open up here. McAbee doing a really good job, though, keeping this fight pretty even.
See how low Elliott's hands are, though? He needs to keep them up a little bit because Stoff is quick with those jabs.
When he does that, Dom. Keep your right hand up and step into it.
Stoff has had a lot of control in the cage. Now here in the third, he's got to try and find some offense to do with it.
Elliott doing better with that center, though.
Yeah.
Big brother.
Maybe they heard you.
Yeah, maybe.
Learning on the fly. That's a big shot.
Good uppercut.
McAbee took quite a shot there. Dazed just a little bit. You can see the hands for McAbee getting a little bit lower.
Let's go.
Again, Kajukenbo, both these guys have fists and kicks in the repertoire. We know McAbee also happy to throw a knee in there. Probing with the jabs here with 1:45 remaining in our final round. Stoff and McAbee, there's that knee. Stoff trying to get down to his level and change levels really while throwing that right hand.
Throw that jab. Big brother again. Follow that jab back in. Big brother again.
The corner for Dominic Stoff, I'm sure you can hear, trying to encourage him on. Always interesting to hear how the fighters can listen to their corner and keep going.
It's definitely a skill in itself.
Yeah.
Elliott started finding more success after he started throwing those hands a little more.
Yeah, he's got to let his hands go.
1:10 remaining in round 3. Is there a little bit of magic remaining here?
Stoff is also doing good. He's just barely out of range, I feel like.
Yeah, his ability to just stay just outside. You know, I feel like Elliott would do a little better if he let his hands go. He seemed to be doing okay, letting his hands go earlier.
Takedown attempt, fought off by Stoff.
There's a lot of like segmented pieces here, like the takedown without hands, the kick without hands. You know, there's just some pieces there that if we could get them put together, you know, I think Elliott would go to the next level.
This is where you beat it.
30 seconds. Is McAbee going to get the takedown up against the cage now? Stoff with a big right hand. McAbee getting out of the way. 24 seconds remaining. Stoff has been trying to change levels and get something to connect, probing the entire fight. 17 seconds now as McAbee will step into him. Does Dominic Stoff have to make something happen here in the last 10 seconds? Will we just see him fly here? Fans come to their feet behind us. They just need to let it go,
both of them.
Yeah, let it fly, man.
There you go! There you go!
And that'll do it here. This one will go to the scorecard. But two guys that we've seen here on Front Street fights before, they go the distance. That was a fun one. I'm not sure how you score it.
Yeah, that's a tough one to score. I mean, first round, definitely towards Dominic. Second round, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I feel like Elliott was definitely doing better, having better success with his attempts. And then by the third, he started controlling the cage a little more.
Yeah, he was controlling the cage and kind of pushing the pace.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's tough to call, man. Both great athletes, both game.
Yes.
Both guys are putting it together, man.
The amateur bout scored tonight by our officials on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and control. Grappling, I think you would definitely give to Elliott McAbee, really trying to take it to the ground a few times. Dominic Stoff, though, did a great job of fighting off those takedowns, and in the successful one earlier in the fight, he got right back up.
Right.
And he didn't take a lot of damage while he was down there. But yeah, definitely, man. This would be a tough one to score. Which is why I'm glad I'm not scoring it. We can just second guess them.
That's one job I do not want.
No, never.
That and reffing.
Yeah, it is so hard.
Now the Boise boys all exchanging handshakes and hugs. A lot of respect between the camps, between the athletes. That was a fun one. I really liked that fight.
Yeah, very strategic.
Very different from the first two fights we saw.
Yes.
Look over to the officials scoring it. They're having a conversation. It is interesting in a fight like this to see, you know, what is the very small difference that you can find on a scorecard.
Yeah.
I mean, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9, you know?
It seems like the judges are having a hard time deciding as well. and both guys think that they did enough to win. So.
Yeah.
I think it kind of depends on on what you're looking at. I feel like Elliott was a little more maybe aggressive coming forward. However, Dominic might have had the more accurate shots.
Yeah.
So I really do think that it depends on what the judges were looking at.
Yeah, and maybe what their background is. If they have more of a boxing background, they're going to look at Dominic controlling the cage, that ringmanship, and maybe give that a little more credit. Man, it's just hard to say. This is the worst feeling. I'm so glad all my fights ended with a submission. Whether I got submitted or they got submitted, there's no argument about it. We knew what happened. It's like, okay, now let's go to the after-fight party.
Here are some of the exchanges we saw during that contest. The first one we went through was Dominic Stoff maybe landing his most significant strike. As you can see, though, both gentlemen throwing good kicks, good shots. I believe we do have a decision. So let's get into the octagon. Oh, it's still being recorded. I see Jim Strong is going through the official scorecards here. No spoilers. We'll wait just a moment. You know, I got to be honest. I can't really remember a decision that's taken this long at French Street Fights.
Not at French
Shows you how close it was.
Yeah. Maybe the Daryl Flores fight where it was a draw.
Right. Yeah.
You see that in the cards? A draw, possibly?
Man.
You hate to see that. You always want to see a winner.
Yeah. It's so hard to say, man. It's so hard to call it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us here. Front Street Fights 30. We've got such a great mix of action so far tonight. If you like the technical aspect, we've got that. If you like the big heavyweights, boy, we started with that. If you just wanted a wild fight on a Friday night, Taylor Copeland and Jordan King supplied the action and a little body fluid for us here on the desk. Man, this is a full house, though. I mean,
it is.
There's no empty seats. You see all the suites sold out. I know we appreciate everybody watching on YouTube and watching around the country, around the world. But, boy, you got to get into the Idaho Central Arena. This is the place to be on fight night.
You got to come here. You got to be here.
It's also amazing to me to see how quickly they can turn this over from professional ice hockey, get the cage in here. I was watching Vita's videos on Instagram showing the great work from the team here.
Yeah, we have a sea of red shirts behind us supporting Dominic.
Yeah.
So yeah, this whole section.
It's always fun having local fighters on the show, and seeing all the T-shirts and all the.
Everybody comes out. Yeah, it's so cool.
Team spirit.
Best sport in the world, man. Best sport in the world.
Okay, Jim Strong coming into the octagon. The much-awaited decision. Who will be our winner?
3 rounds with a split decision. Aaron Elliott, one of our judges, scored 29-28 for Elliott McAbee. The second judge, Derek Supnet, scored 29-28 for Dominique Stoff. And the third judge, Laz Martinez, scored 29-28 for your winner out of the red corner, Elliott McAbee.